Hamas has released more hostages, this time 2 Israeli women who are being held in Gaza. It's the second time Hamas has freed hostages taken in their October 7th attack in Israel. A U.S. official today saying that Washington is telling Israel to delay a ground invasion into Gaza to get more time to try and secure the release of more hostages. But that ground invasion could begin any day now, as ABC News shows us.
Screams of horror in this Gaza neighborhood, people fleeing for safety as smoke fills the air following another Israeli airstrike. White dust covering the streets, buildings flattened, and Palestinian victims rushed to the hospital.
Nobody is safe in Gaza, regardless of religion, regardless of your involvement in anything. Nobody is safe.
At this hospital's neonatal ICU unit, fuel, life-saving medicines, and special formula all running out. Some aid has been let in from Egypt through the Rafah crossing, but advocacy groups say much more is needed.
The truck crossing Rafah border are a small window of hope, but they are nowhere near enough to meet the rising needs of the people inside Gaza.
Hamas-led Palestinian health authorities saying more than 5,000 have been killed in Gaza, with over 15,000 injured. As the humanitarian crisis grows in Gaza, Israelis still mourning the 1,400 women, children, and men killed in their country at the hands of Hamas terrorists. Israel's defense forces expanding their attacks. In a rare move, striking the occupied West Bank, killing at least 2 people, hitting this mosque they say was being used by militants. Despite earlier reports from a senior U.S. official that the Biden administration was pressuring Israel to pause its planned ground offensive, the White House shooting that down today.
We're not dictating military terms to the Israeli Defense Forces. They have a right and a responsibility to go after these terrorists, and they certainly are going to do it in a way that they choose to, that they believe is appropriate to the threat.
The IDF saying we will begin the next stage of this war at a time that is of our choosing and best for us operationally. That potential ground invasion causing concern as Hamas still holds over 200 people hostage. But Monday, the Israeli Hostage Center confirming 2 more of those hostages, both elderly Israeli women, have been released. 2 American hostages were released last week. And still no word on when that ground invasion will happen as the Israeli government faces pressure to negotiate the release of additional hostages. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Jerusalem.
ABC's World News Tonight will have more on the additional hostages released today by Hamas coming up at 6:30 right after WHAS 11 News at 6.